Hello, I'm Chelsey.
And I'm Sammy. And this is
Deepish.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
I miss you.
I know. Why does it feel like I haven't seen you in forever?
I know. I need you to just thought dump me right now. All your random thoughts, everything from this week.
I know. We're saving them for the pod. We decided.
Yeah, saving them for the pod. And you've been holding out on me.
So my first thing is, so I used to play this cooking game on my phone.
Okay.
And it's called Cooking Fever. And basically you make orders and you deliver them.
Okay.
And I loved it. So Hayden's friends, they got this game for Christmas. It's called Overcooked.
Okay.
And you can play it on Xbox or Nintendo Switch or whatever. And basically, like, you all have your controllers and you have to do different things. Like, someone's chopping, someone's mixing, someone's delivering the order, someone's doing the dishes. And we played it all of New Year's Eve. Like, that's what we did for New Year's Eve. It was so fun. I loved it so much. And I got my whole family hooked on it.
Okay.
And then me and Hayden played it for a long time. And then we actually beat the game. This week, I was working from home. And Hayden plays in his office a lot. And I was just looking at the Xbox. And I was like, what if I started playing by myself? And so
who are you?
Thursday night. This is usually, I'll make dinner. We'll eat. He'll do the dishes. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to go game for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get in the bath or read or something. Mm-hmm. And then we meet back up to watch a show together. And that's usually our nighttime routine. But then Thursday night, I was like, okay, I'm going to go game for a little bit on his Xbox. And you can just tell he's just like,
that's not allowed.
My Xbox. And I think I played for like 3 hours. But we've been
You're playing Xbox
by
at
myself
night
on Hayden's account. Just like, oh, come on, go. I'm like, are you kidding me? That order was in. Like, I'm just like working my ass off in the kitchen and I'm not getting paid for it. But it's so freaking fun. I want to play it with you. I want to play it with everyone.
But it's kind of cute that you have something that's getting your mind off of things and you're having fun with.
That's what I told him. He was like, how was your gaming? And I was like, honestly, I had the best night. I played Xbox for 3 hours. Then I got in the bath and just mindlessly scrolled. And then I went to bed and I was like, that's exactly what I needed. I don't want to think about work. I don't want to think about anything in my life right now. I just want to game. You generally feel like you're in 5th grade and it's Christmas break again.
I want to get into it because even with the kids, they're like, play Nintendo Switch with me. And I'm like, that's a no for me. Mm-hmm. But I have been puzzling. So that's kind of the puzzling adjacent.
Yeah. You go through phases and then you're like, how have I never puzzled before?
You're like,
you become addicted to it. And then you move on to the next thing. Because I've gone through the puzzling phase and crocheting or reading.
Mm-hmm. Oh, can I tell you something? Do you know the show Running Point? Did you watch it?
I started it, but it seemed kind of stupid.
You didn't like it? It was cute and just a chick flick and random, but I really liked it. I thought it was cute.
You watch so much TV. I feel like you are a mom. I don't understand how you have so much time to watch TV.
I know, but Running Point we watched in like 2 days on a weekend, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like you always are ahead of me or like caught up or you're like, oh yeah, like have you seen this show? Like Love is Blind, it came out a week before and you're like, yeah, I'm caught up. I'm like, what?
I know. And I will say like those kind of shows during the day, I'm very like AirPods in and I have the iPad like set up high and then I'm just like listening to those type of shows.
You're watching during the day.
Yeah, but like Severance, White Lotus, those ones, like I have to wait for Brandon, but it's once a week, like 1 hour. And I'm like, great. And that's kind of our time and my time to unwind. You playing video games, me watching my shows. I live for a show.
Yeah.
When I don't have a show, I feel so lost. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was at TJ Maxx in American Fork. I walk in and everyone just has their hydro jugs and their Uggs, as I literally have my hydro and my Uggs on.
Hydro jugs are a scam. I'm sorry, but let me say it louder for the people in the back. Like, it is a scam.
Yeah.
Your ice lasts probably like 1.5 hours.
Stanleys are so much better, the technology, which is crazy. But it started with the flip lid.
Yeah, the flip lid, obviously.
Like the zero drip.
The zero drip
was everything. And now you can get like the Amazon attachments or whatever.
Yeah. And now that you can get the Amazon attachment, like why would you buy a hydro jug? And I remember when you got your first hydro jug and you brought it in my car and you're like, look, I got one. You need one. And I was like, fuck that. I do not need it. And it's a waste of money. I'm not going to spend another $40 when I have a cup. And I was so resistant to it because I'm like, just because you guys are telling me this cup is cooler, like I don't want to buy one of those. And then I got one and I'm like, this is trash. It literally will melt my ice before even lunchtime.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I will say that. But the thing is with Stanley's, there was such an evolution of trying to fix the spill problem. It was like, okay, now you can get this plug and now you can get this cap and now you can get the, like, they could not figure it.
The flip lid isn't that
But the flip lid for Stanley came after HydroJug.
Stanley still doesn't have a flip lid. Just someone on Amazon created a solution because HydroJug probably has a patented where Stanley can't release one.
Yeah.
I bet you they will this year. I could see that happening. Some form of flip lid.
And people will all come back to Stanley, do you think?
Well, even Stanley has the one with the handle and the flip up.
Yeah.
But it's more of a water bottle type thing.
They don't have
like
the
handle on the side, the 40 ounce. But that's the thing. Why are all these influencers not talking about how it doesn't keep your ice cold? I just feel like everything is a freaking scam.
Yeah, and it's weird too, though, because I feel like it's a very Utah-based water bottle. Like, everyone has the HydroJug, but Stanley is very much still, like, worldwide.
Well, it all kind of starts in Utah, and then it spreads. Stanley definitely was the Utah girls with the Utah curls, fake tan, Stanley cup, Ugg boots, and all the things. And then now it's like, oh, Stanleys are out, HydroJugs are in.
I know, it's such a weird...
It's like water bottles are...
But did you drink water as a kid?
No, maybe a Kirkland water bottle, but not really.
We were all just out here being dehydrated. I can remember maybe having a sip at the water fountain once every 2 weeks. I was just so not hydrated. And then now these kids in freaking elementary open it up on Christmas morning and they're like, thanks, Santa.
My niece is obsessed with real Stanleys. That's a cool thing. In elementary school and junior high is having a legit Stanley cup.
I know, it's so funny, but I will say I'm a lot more hydrated. I drink 2 of my water bottles a day. That's what, 80 ounces?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm guzzling these all day, which is amazing. But anyways, okay. Also, what's so weird is we can casually say 20 years ago now. Like, oh yeah, I've known you for 20 years. Isn't that kind of sick to your stomach feeling?
My friend Maddie, I've known her for 26 years. That's crazy.
That's a whole adult human.
I know. It's so freaking weird just thinking about the time of life that we're in. We had new neighbors move in and I made cookies and we're going to go take cookies over to our neighbors. And me and Hayden are just like, no, you talk. No, you talk. And I'm like, no, I've never done this before. And he's like, neither have I. We have to be the grown-ups. There's no one here. We are mom and dad. We are
mother and father.
Yeah. And I'm like, hi, I'm Mrs. Stewart. I live next door. It's so weird.
I know I have some of those moments with the kids when their friends are over or whatever and they're like, Lennox's mom. There'll be moments where I'm like, I'm taking care of these little humans. I am the head of the
responsible for these lives. And then all my friends who are just recently having babies, I'm like, wow, like you are a mom. It's so weird. My friend, when I was single and it was her roommate, she just had her baby and I'm like, this is so weird. If like just yesterday literally we were talking about boys and you were watching me go on my first date with Hayden and now you have a freaking baby. It's so weird.
I know. Okay, wait, speaking of babies, what's your fertility update? Last time we heard you were in your 2-week wait to find out if you're pregnant or not.
Yeah. We were getting all excited. So that cycle failed. And obviously I was devastated because I was convinced I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So when my doctor called me to tell me that my HCG results came back negative, she also said that she noticed some weird growths in my ultrasound. And so she had me come in for a water ultrasound to get a better look at it. And then let me know that I actually needed to get surgery. It's called a hysteroscopy. And it basically removes growths and polyps from your uterus because that uterine lining should be super clean for an embryo to land on. And so she thinks maybe that could be a part of the reason why I wasn't getting pregnant. And so luckily they were able to get me in. I got surgery and everything went well. They were able to remove it. Weren't worried about the tissue. So it's all clean in there, just waiting for that to heal. We do have a meeting next week with my doctor to start planning for IVF because I think next month we're going to try an IUI and then if that doesn't work, we're going to go start IVF.
So you're on a break from trying right now for the next few weeks.
Yeah, just because your lining has to shed once to heal. And so she doesn't want us to try this month. And so April, I'll do letrozole again with an IUI. And if that fails, then May we'll start IVF.
How are you feeling about taking this month off?
Good. I felt a little bit relieved just being off of the hormones and not worrying about it this month. But then also it's discouraging because it's no progress or no potential chance this month. And it's saying goodbye to the possibility of having a baby in 2025. If you're going through infertility, you know March is the hardest because if you don't make that deadline, then you're out this year. Which obviously, if it's January of 2026, it's not that big of a deal, but
it feels like that.
It's another year down and another year down. So I don't know. I feel like I'm just putting it in the back of my mind and just trying to continue living.
How are you feeling not being on the hormones? Do you feel more in control now being off of them? Is there a stark difference with that emotionally?
I don't know. Sometimes it depends on the medication that I'm on, if my hormones are regulated or if they're not. I'm not having to track. I'm trying to just see what my body does without anything. Luckily, I had that meeting with my doctor to talk about next steps, and then we'll see.
One step at a time. Focus on this month, taking a break. And then
I feel like the future is going to go, I'm going to have to do IVF.
I know, even just knocking on this door a little bit makes me feel a little sick to my stomach. But I feel, as your best friend, one, that you were able to get into surgery so quick and you didn't have to wait.
Yeah.
And I was nervous about that. And so I'm glad everything went well with that. And I think you need a little bit of a mental break. And you've been so open online and so open with everyone. I think it'll be good to just hold it close to the vest and be like, we're not trying. So don't ask me about it. Don't talk to me about it. Let me just kind of focus on living. Mm-hmm. I think you needed a little bit of a break.
Yeah. When I found out it was negative and people were texting me, I'm like, oh no, it's negative. They're like, okay, well, when can you try again? Okay, well, what about, people are so in fix it mentality of, okay, but what's next? Which I understand and that makes sense. But it is hard because my reaction is just like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. We can't even acknowledge this. But online, I feel good. I love my TTC community and talking to girls online who are going through the same things. It connects people. People hear that you're going through that and they've gone through something similar. And then you're like, oh my gosh, you're doing IVF. Oh my gosh, this is so cool that this connects us. And so I feel like that is worth it alone. But I'm just saying, when you get bad news and you're being so public about it, even on the podcast, even in person, when people know the day that you're taking a test, it is hard. It's a complex rush of emotions because I want to talk to you about every single thing leading up to it. And then once it's like, nope, you're not. And then you're like, talk to me. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. And not even necessarily you, but just everyone, where it's just like, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I think though too, it is hard because when I talk to you or other people, it's like, I think we're probably going to have to do IVF. And your guys' reaction is like, oh, I love that. That's a great plan. And I'm like, do you though? Because it's the worst case scenario. People are like, oh yes, that's good for you. But I'm like, no, but do you realize what that means for me? Taking that step isn't a celebration. And so it's hard. And obviously people are like, blah, 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 blah. But people who are going through infertility would understand this. It's like,
that's devastating.
It's devastating that it's gotten to this point. And so it's hard for me because I feel like all of my friends' reactions, which I obviously understand because it's like, oh, great, that's the plan. Like, that's great. It's a good plan. But I'm like, no, this is so scary. And this is worst case scenario for me. The fact that this has come to this and that my journey at the fertility clinic has taken me to this is really hard. And so approaching that is going to be emotional and hard, but also exciting. It's not guaranteed. It's definitely not guaranteed, but it feels a little bit more
attainable,
reassuring that it's going to actually happen.
It's hard too, because on my end, any plan or any action or anything you feel good about, I want to be such a cheerleader. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Plan.
Like we love IUI. We love letrozole. Yeah, yes. 100%.
And you want to like be there, but then also it's hard because I'm sure it does feel like, no, this sucks. Like, hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I would be the exact same way. If I was on the other side, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's great. Just lean into that. I totally get why people's reaction is that. I just think sometimes it can be the reality of that situation, or like me saying that out loud is just like, oh, that's great. That sounds good. And I'm just like, no, it's not great. I hate this, you know?
I know. And it's so hard. We've had conversations outside of this, obviously, where I'm on this side and it's so hard to know how to navigate because I want to be there. I want to be supportive. I want to be sensitive. I want to be all the things.
Yeah.
And I think you do a really good job of trying to see the best in everyone and realize that everyone's just out here trying to do the best they can and how to approach the situation. What I hope for you for this month is to just be like, I don't really want to talk about any fertility, any updates. I just want to chill and remember I'm Sammy. I have Hayden. I have so many things outside of this.
Yep. Let's live life. Let's move on. Anyways, I feel like we've been talking about this for way too long, but if you ask me how I'm feeling about IVF, that's how I feel. I think I'm to a better place. You ride this roller coaster of infertility, and even our friend who just had a baby, I just see her baby and I'm just like, she was so meant to be yours and she's so perfect. And I'm so genuinely happy for my friends. I really do feel like they come when they need to come. And I have to remind myself that all the time. And it feels so unfair. But I just know however they get here, it'll be meant to be and it will feel right. So I do feel good about it and
horrible about it at the same time.
Yeah,
it's just all.
but I'm trying to be really positive about it and just
And you are.
keep climbing.
Keep climbing.
It's all about the glam. Yeah, literally. So,
do you have any fun plans this month?
No, and that's what I keep telling Hayden. I'm like, we need to plan something.
I know. I really want you guys to go on a trip or something.
I desperately need a girls trip. I want to go on a girls trip.
Will you pay for me?
Like, all my friends either just having babies or in the thick of motherhood or just, financially. But I mean, you're in the thick of motherhood right now too, which eventually I'll be there. But I'm craving something, or I just need to go see my best friend Sam or go do something. I need to just get my mind off of it. We don't really have anything. Do you guys have any fun plans this month?
No.
Riggsy's birthday's coming up.
Riggles.
How old is he gonna be?
5.
Holy. Oh yeah, that's so fun. I love when like people who are born in 2000 and the years just keeping track of their age. I love that.
Yeah. It's so
it's like
nice.
2020. That's an even year.
Yeah, he's going to be 5 and he wants a Pokemon themed birthday and he's so excited.
Do you feel like it's going to be such a flex for him that he was born in 2020?
Yeah, like
mid-COVID. 2020.
It definitely adds to his personality. Everyone's like, oh, COVID baby. It's a terminology.
Yeah.
Where I see another mom or this generation of all these kids going into kindergarten, I'm curious to see because they were so unsocialized. Luckily Riggs had all of his cousins, so my mother-in-law during COVID, she bought this bouncy house and moved all of her furniture in her living room. Literally every other day all the cousins would come over and just bounce in the bouncy house.
That's
for
so
like
cute.
a year, I swear. And so he had a lot of socialization, but some of these COVID babies, I'm like, these kids are weird.
He's going to be at the DMV in 20 years. And I'm like, COVID baby. And I'm like, yep.
That's me. And he's going to be in kindergarten next year. And I feel sick to my stomach about it, honestly.
That is crazy. But also fun for him to join his brother in school.
Yeah, I think he'll do great. And it'll be amazing. And then I'll just baby Rooney and do so much fun stuff with him.
Because you feel like you're really soaking it up with Rooney.
Soaking it up so hard with adding other things to my plate. Just even this podcast, it takes so much time and energy, which I love. I'm really adding to me as a human being outside of motherhood, but it is hard to find the balance between all of that.
Because you genuinely feel like he's your last. How are you feeling about having another baby? Because I know you're so back and forth. No, we're not. Maybe we will. And I'm just like, are you done or not?
Back and forth, no. I would not say back and forth at all. I would say after Rooney was born, I was absolutely done. Like 100% done. Because here's my thing. I have really bad pregnancies.
Yeah. Really
and
bad.
I feel bad literally talking about this right on the heels
No.
of you talking about.
Are you kidding me? Just as it's a huge part of my life, it's a huge part of your life. It's everything. So I don't want you to hold back ever.
I know, but I want you to know I see you and I want to be sensitive.
I know, but I also want you to know that I see you. And just because I'm going through something doesn't mean I don't want to talk about your kids or I don't want to talk about how you feel about pregnancy or your life and your story is still just as relevant as mine.
Yeah. Okay. I love you. So just horrible pregnancies. On top of that, they come early. And with bed rest, Brandon has to work from home. I have other kids to take care of, so they're neglected and it's sad. So it's really hard on my whole family.
Yeah.
When I'm pregnant, it's not just, oh, you're sick, that sucks.
Yeah.
Everyone's severely suffering and having to take on a lot. And then they come early.
Yeah.
So then they're in the NICU. Both my babies were in the NICU for a month. So that's an aspect of it. Not to mention the financial strain. That's a huge hospital bill. We finally paid off Lennox's medical bills and now we're paying Rooney's off for him being in the NICU. Still, it's really hard and very expensive. So then the financial aspect. And then potentially dealing with, if they do come early, what are the repercussions from that? So after Rooney, I felt so done. I felt very, very done. And I can't do pregnancy again. It's too hard on my family and on my body. So part of me feels like it's not really a choice. It's kind of like the choice is made for me. Does
that make you feel angry or how are you just like radically accepting that and just leaning into that?
It's really hard. I think now I'm at this point where I felt so done. I've had multiple experiences where I see my boys or we're all at dinner or whatever it is. And I'm like, my family is here. I'm not looking for anyone.
Complete.
I feel complete. I feel so good. Obviously, it's hard because I have 3 boys, no girls. when I found out Rooney was a boy, I never was sad that Rooney was a boy. Yeah. I was like, I know I'll love Rooney, because after I had Riggs, he was my second, I was devastated he was a boy. I wanted a girl so bad. But then after Riggs was born, I realized how fun and how much I loved Riggs, and I loved boys, and I loved brothers. So with Rooney, it was immediately like I have reassurance that I know how this plays out, and I love that I'm going to have another boy.
Yeah.
But it was a simultaneous feeling of, oh, but I'll never have a girl. That's sad.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with that, and I did that while I was pregnant with Rooney.
Yeah.
But it was weird because it was never, I wish Rooney was a girl. I wish I was pregnant right now with a girl. I was like, I want Rooney and I want this boy.
But grieving, this might be my last, and I might not be a mom to a daughter.
Yeah. And you kind of have to shift that in your mind a little bit about what you expected.
Yeah.
And then now that I have my boys, I'm not craving a girl. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to have my girl. I have to have another baby so I can have my girl. I feel very much complete and whole as a boy mom, and I love my boys.
Yeah.
And it feels very meant to be. So I love all of those little reassurances. But then now Rooney's 1.5 years. And I just had this moment with Brandon. I was like, I'm now 90% sure I'm done. It's starting to
come back down from 100% to 90 or go back up.
No, it's like there's a wiggle room of, am I really done?
Yeah.
And
because you're at the crossroads now too. Okay, we either need to have one or be done.
Yeah, or really be done. Because Brandon was like, here's the thing for me. I am good. It's really hard on you and really hard on your body. And so if that's something you really want, we can gear up for that and I'll support you. I don't really want you to have to go through that again. And I feel complete. But also if you were like, I really want another one, I'd be down. But my window for that is closing.
Yeah.
Like in 2 or 3 years, I'm going to feel more like I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't want to start over. Our family's really moving forward. And so I'm in this panic stage and anger a little bit where it feels like this isn't completely my choice.
Yeah.
But I'm having to live with the reality.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I think if it was up to me, pregnancy aside, if I had really easy pregnancies, I'd for sure have one more.
Yeah.
But then part of me, I'm like, well, what's one more year of your life? Just go. Let's do it. Let's do it. But even the thought of it's so hard because you'd give anything to be pregnant right now. And if I found out I was pregnant, I would feel really sad.
Yeah, obviously. Different pieces of life, and you already have 3 kids, and your pregnancies were so hard. I'm just a little naive, like, oh, pregnancy, that sounds so magical.
No. And obviously, even if you do get pregnant, you have every right to be like, this sucks, or this is great. Like, whatever your experience is, you can feel however. But it is hard. And the thing is, too, is if I had another, I wouldn't be like, oh, hope it's a girl, hope it's a girl. I genuinely would be so happy if I had all boys. If I had 4 boys, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have my boys. Really excited because that's how I feel right now, like so complete and excited about it. But also things are getting way easier where Lennox and Riggs are really independent, and I can kind of see like, let's go on family trips together.
Well, I feel like it's like, do you want to start over?
Exactly.
With the newborn phase and then the potty training and all the things like diapers, because you're almost out of that.
Oh my gosh, and part of me's panicking like, no, I don't want to be pregnant.
So that's the thing is, like, what do you do? How do you decide? So many people have this where it's financially, maybe not, or pregnancy. How do you decide?
Well, I think even we had this conversation the other day, me and you, and then you texted me the next day. Okay, so how are you feeling about everything? And I was like, ha ha ha. I'm laughing at myself for even considering that because I'm so done.
Yeah.
It fluctuates. There'll be weak moments where it's 90%, where there's a little wiggle room where it's like, oh, another baby. But then the reality of that closes that gap real quick where I'm like, I'm done. Done.
What if that like, oh, baby hits before he pulls out? What do you do? All it takes is a split second of just being like, oh, should we just?
No. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just waiting for it. Like, I'm waiting for it.
No, I have you and one other friend who are like, no, we're done. But you guys are also so willy-nilly with protection and stuff where I'm just like, girl, you're going to get pregnant and either be done or don't be done. You know what I mean?
I know, but I'm
done.
done.
Get pregnant.
No, I'm done. And we're careful.
I cannot wait till you tell me you're pregnant. Hopefully on the podcast. And then
I'll do it for protection. I'm like, hey, don't get mad.
And then I'm gonna make a clip of this. No, I'm done. I'm done. And then it's just like
no, oh my gosh. That's the thing. Even the potential is sending my body into physical panic.
So when does your gut and your heart come in? Because do you feel like these 3 boys are meant to be yours?
Yeah.
But they were always waiting for you.
I don't know. They're definitely meant to be mine.
That's what's so hard is that feels like a big decision. Oh no, what if there is one more out there for us? And I don't have that 4th. And then it's like, how could we have ever lived without them?
Yeah, I don't feel that because I felt Riggs was waiting. I felt Rooney was waiting. I felt that kind of our babies are waiting. Mm-hmm. I don't feel that.
Yeah, so maybe that is your gut and your heart telling you that your family's complete.
Yeah, and what I really do feel like I need to sit with is being sad that I'm done.
Yeah.
Because it's not completely my choice.
Yeah.
And I need to look at that and be sad and grieve that. Mm-hmm. But when I say that, it's like, well, it is your choice and you could get pregnant again. And I'm like, no, but there's so much
that feels beyond my control.
Yeah.
And other factors. Because I know people who aren't able to have another one, even just financially. In this economy, having a lot of kids doesn't feel realistic, or they can't get pregnant with the 3rd. I think I'm even adjusting to that. Okay, my family's not going to look like how I thought it would look like. And not having a daughter, that's something that you have to grieve and accept and just know life happens to you and the way it's supposed to happen.
And I'm so grateful though that I do feel so complete. Yeah. I'd feel even more devastated if I was like, no, there really is one more though. Like I have not had that feeling.
Yeah.
Of panic of my baby needs me.
Yeah. And if you did feel that, you would make it happen somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And even Brandon asked me this question. He was like, what if you didn't have Rooney yet? Say you got pregnant and this 3rd baby was someone else, a different child, but you knew Rooney was out there. How many times would you get pregnant until you had Rooney? Mm-hmm. Or would you get pregnant again? I'm like, absolutely. I would deal with pregnancy 1,000,000 times to get him.
Well, yeah, because you know him.
I know.
But that's what's hard is like, so I think you'd feel that way. And I told you this too. I think you might regret not having another one. Mm-hmm. But you would never regret having another one.
I know, and that's what's so hard. But I just, yeah. Today, 100% done.
Amazing.
Like you even being like,
you have it there, ladies and gents. 100%. Yeah.
Clip 2, us doing our pregnancy announcement together.
That's the thing that I'm sad about.
I know. You were like, selfishly, I want you to have another one.
And that's what's so funny is I feel like you're scared if you got pregnant, like what that would do to me. And I think that like my sister-in-law feels the same way where she's like, I want to give you your time. And I'm like, no, please get pregnant with me. I want our kids to grow up together and whatever. But obviously if I don't get pregnant, then that sucks. But I selfishly
know if like
want
I
you
got
to have
pregnant and you weren't pregnant, I would never tell you until the baby's born.
No. See, that's the worst thing you could do.
I know. You were like, you would just need to tell me immediately, but it would be hard.
Because if you're like, I'm 3 months pregnant, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I feel like I would have to tell you right away. It would have to be like, hey, I took a pregnancy test.
Because I've had friends who've gotten pregnant since I've been going through infertility. And they're like, I'm sorry, I know this is what you want to hear, but I'm pregnant. And I'm like, I love that.
But is it...
love that. No, but like, it obviously stings a little bit because it's hard because I'm like, oh, I want that. But then once that wears off, it's like, no, are you kidding me? I'm so freaking happy for you. And it has nothing to do with me.
I know. It's a hard time. I'm not getting pregnant though, so don't worry. And I'll just love on your baby. And
okay,
then
but
I'll
are
have
we
your
not
baby.
going to have babies together?
No, your baby will be my baby. We'll be co-parents. Sorry, Hayden.
Okay, but just because your baby's my baby, that means they can't play together.
I know, but you're going to have a girl, so then I'll have my girl.
No, that's the thing. You think that.
And I have my first niece. I have all nephews. I literally have 11 nephews. And then I found my first niece, and I'm like, she's my baby. She just got her ears pierced. Oh my gosh.
Cute.
So freaking cute.
Here's the thing that stresses me out, though, too. If we do IVF, we choose the gender.
I feel like what you need to do is just choose the highest graded embryo.
But they might be like, okay, there's 2 girls and 1 boy. That's like a AA or whatever.
Okay, then do a girl.
But Hayden wants a boy. And so it's like, who wins? Rock, paper, scissors? Sorry, I want a girl first. I desperately would love a girl.
Here's the thing. I think ideally how you see your family is like boy first and then girl or something. Like the boy of the head of the household. You love that crap.
I love that. But I honestly picture me and a girl just having that one-on-one time because I feel like it will heal a part of my mama trauma.
Mama trauma.
You know?
I know. I want. It's so weird because when I close my eyes, for sure it's a girl.
That's so funny.
Like
Why?
it is a girl. I've always felt that deeply. I almost feel like you're gonna have all girls.
That would make me so sad for Hayden though. I want a little league.
Or I see girl, boy. Girl, like close together and then wait 2 years and then have a boy. So then what age would you be? Could that happen? I feel like you could have 3, right? You can have kids until you're 45.
Yeah. Ideally, I would love 4 kids. It just, is that ever going to happen? Maybe we get twins. We get lucky. We have twins. I think girl, twins. No, girl. Just
no, girl.
One single girl, then twins.
Twin girls.
Maybe twin boys.
And then a girl?
Mm-hmm.
No, but then the girls won't be super close.
Girl, twin boys.
Girl, twin boy. Girl, cute boy.
Hayden wants twin boys so bad because he has best friends that are twins.
And they're literally his children.
He literally wants to re-raise them. Like he wants to raise his own.
But would you be down to be pregnant with twins?
Might as well. Honestly, how hard it is for me to get pregnant and just like whip it out. And everyone I talk to who has twins loves it.
Okay, so how do you get pregnant with twins?
It's just riskier, but you could just put 2 embryos in there. Or, for example, Carly, who got pregnant with IUI, if you drop 2 eggs, then you can get pregnant with twins. And that's what that fertility medication does. But I've never had more than 1 follicle, so.
Okay, I think you should do girl, girl, boy, or twin girls, boy.
Twin girls, interesting.
Realistically, you get pregnant in the next few months. Okay.
Is that realistic?
Yeah, this is realistic.
Holla.
This is reality.
I love this reality.
Pregnant, you're 31. So then you gotta just like boom, 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 boom then. So you're pregnant for the next, what, 5 years, 6 years?
So what? You're just in hell. But I'm so down. Yeah.
Just like
I'm
crank
just,
them.
like, Yeah. Who cares? But then I'm going to have to work full time and I'm going to have to.
No.
No? Tell me a solution.
Deepish.
Yeah. Deepish pop off so I can quit my job.
It will.
Just kidding. I like love my job. It's just hard. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what stresses me out the most. Is if I could stay home with them, I would just be like crank. But I'm like, how am I going to find a nanny who's down for twins and 2 other kids
for
under
$12.50 an hour?
If you're looking for a job, 4 kids under 3 for $12.50 an hour.
4 kids and what if you have twins and twins?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I would literally have 4 kids by the time I'm 35. That'd be so crazy.
Sick. No, but what if you have what would you rather have, twin girls first or twin boys first? Twin boys first and then twin girls.
Yeah, twin boys first. I just want 1 girl. I just want a connection with. I feel like second twin's gonna get in my way of my mama trauma.
Oh, you need a one-on-one.
Like I want a one-on-one.
Okay, then have a daughter first and let her heal all of your mama trauma. And girl, but second girl won't be loved as much.
No, she will. Maybe. I'll pick my favorite as they get older.
And then twin boys.
Okay. Still.
But let's do it fast.
Girl, I'm trying. I know. This is so
what
fun
are
to
you
talk
like
about.
Realistically like down age-wise to be pregnant until? Like you would go all the way till you're 40?
It kind of depends on how long it takes me, you know? Obviously, if I have 3 kids by 35 or 2 kids by 35, I'd keep going. I don't think I'd want to have one at 40. Also, can I just tell you something without it manifesting? But like maybe it will manifest.
Okay, what?
I've always felt like I'm going to have a Down syndrome kid.
Okay.
So maybe we'll pull this someday and it will just happen. But that just feels true to my heart.
Yeah, but what better mom than you to have a Down syndrome kid?
Yeah. And obviously they're such a blessing, but it's not something that you would hope for, you know?
Yeah.
But the risk of that goes up as you get older. But a lot of people are having kids in their late 30s now.
A lot of like your friends especially have only 1 kid. They're going to have more kids and they're our age. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's not that crazy. But I saw this TikTok the other day of this girl. She's talking to her mom in the car. And she's like, what would you say to girls who are stressed about having kids? Because she had her daughter's at 37 and like 42 or something. And she was like, oh my gosh, it was the best thing I ever did. I lived a lot of life before you guys. And look at you guys. You're perfect. Don't stress. It was like the most heartwarming thing where I was just like, oh, this feels like 1,000,000 pounds off of me. I think the culture that we live in, you guys were all moms by the time you're whatever, 25. And it's like, whoa, I am so behind. But I think in reality, a lot of people are, even looking at the legacy bachelor people, like they're all just barely starting to have kids at
35.
35, literally, or 38.
Do you feel like it's a Utah thing? Do you feel like that pressure just because of the Utah culture?
For sure. But I'm not saying that nobody outside of Utah gets married young or has kids quick. That can be true other places. But I remember last year I went and visited the family that I nannied for in San Francisco, and I was talking to them about getting pregnant and stuff. And she's like, do not stress. Live your life. Which, same thing with me getting married later in life. I don't think it's that unheard of outside of Utah, but I do feel like such a weird exception to the rule.
Well, I think that you just want to have kids too. It's not like, oh yeah, take our time.
No, but I'm just talking about like the age thing. I'm not as worried about the age thing. Obviously that creeps in, but it's not like I'm like, oh no, 39, I can't have a kid. I think there's possibilities that are out there.
Yeah, totally. And I hope once you do have your kids, you're not ever grieving, oh, I wish I had you sooner. Obviously, it might be a whole journey to get them here. Yeah. And that Control Alt Delete, but as far as the timing of it all, I hope it feels very right. And
yeah, you gave me a journal, the first cycle that failed, that has these flowers on it, and I've made that journal kind of a journal that I'm writing to my first baby or whatever. Just the experiences that I'm having right now, working so hard to get them here. And of course it's sad because I was just like, oh, I really feel like you're on your way, blah, blah, blah. It's like so cheesy just listening to my fertility playlist. Sometimes I go back to my childhood self where I'm just like, let's be so cheesy right now. I'm going to light a candle. I'm going to turn on my fertility playlist. I'm going to write to my future baby. But I really genuinely was like, I feel like it's happening. But even if it doesn't, I really did gain such faith in like how much love I have for that baby. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you so much and I want you here so bad. And I have so much love for them already. And I don't even know them. And thinking of how much love I have for them, I'm like, if you love them that much, then wouldn't you want them to come when the time is right for them? Because maybe the timing is for their life too, not just for me, and not selfishly for my timeline. I'm like, wow, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. You know, that's so cheesy, but
no, and I love that.
That helps me a lot.
I know. And I think just even hearing you say that to develop that relationship with waiting makes me feel comforted and at peace knowing this isn't going to wreck you. Yeah. Like waiting. I feel like once your baby is here, it's going to be like, this was the right timing for me. But it just sucks hearing that from an outside source or even just thinking about it. No, this isn't easy.
And it is something you have to discover on your own because people are like, oh, they'll come when they're meant to be here. And it's just, yeah. You already have your kids. Shut up, whatever. But no, it is true. And also, I do think about it because I always wanted 6 kids my whole life. I just wanted a huge family, like 6 kids. But I look at these families who have 27 grandkids or like a ton of grandkids. And I look at my family who we had 3 kids and my dad has like 5, 6 grandkids, and he has an intimate, close relationship with each of them. And there's something so magical about a small, intimate family where if one of them is gone, it feels like this huge hole. But at the same time, like we're all so close, and I love that he can have a relationship with each of them.
Yes, I love just, that like, perspective.
Stopping by a birthday card with $10 on their birthday, not really
knowing
their grandma and grandpa, where I'm like, oh my gosh, my family may be small, but it's going to be intimate. We're going to be close. I'll make it what it needs to be.
And there's something too with me, just with 3 boys, you can really nurture those relationships. They're not one of many. Even me, I'm one of 5 kids, and I felt like one of many.
Yeah. Interesting.
And we were all so close in age. You're just kind of clumped together.
Yeah.
But I feel like how I'm approaching motherhood with my boys, and since I only have 3, I'm really trying to hone in on them and really see them, what their needs are, what their wants are, what their desires are. And you have more time and energy to like cultivate those relationships and kind of give them this springboard. I'm going to put you in all these sports. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to really bolster these kids because I have the time, resource, energy.
Yeah.
When you have a few.
Do you ever stress about one of them being left out? Having an odd number.
No, right now, no, because Lennox and Riggs are best friends. They're so close. They just play and play and play. And then they're obsessed with Rooney.
Yeah.
Rooney's their center of their world.
Yeah.
So they both like gravitate towards him and want to like take care of him. And I'm just hoping that that dynamic remains.
Yeah.
I hope that Lennox and Riggs are thick as thieves. And that's how I raised them since they were so close in age. You're in it together. Like, I'm raising you at the same time. And then with Rooney, even though Rooney and Riggs are almost 4 years apart, hopefully they just protect him. And they're like, that's our baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
And I'm always teaching them, brothers number one, you're going to be with each other. The longest relationship you'll ever have is with your sibling as far as your little family. And so I'm like, even over mom and dad, brothers number one. So that's what they always say together. They have the little handshake and they put Rudy's hand in. They're like, brothers number one. And so I hope that they're just thick as thieves, them three.
Yeah. That is so cute. What do you feel like your favorite age has been? I know they're all great for different reasons, but what's your favorite?
It's
and
so
like,
hard.
who's your favorite kid? Just tell us.
Oh my gosh, that's the thing. I genuinely don't have a favorite
I
kid.
know, it's just so funny. You could never make me choose, and it's so true. But when I was little, I was like, no, but seriously, am I your favorite?
No, but really, tell me. I genuinely am like, and I've said this before, it's not a piece of my heart. They have my whole heart. When I'm cuddling with Lennox, I'm like, you have my whole entire heart right now. Yeah. Nothing else matters. And then same with Riggs. I'll get into bed with Riggs and I'm like, same. Then with Rudy, I'm cuddling and I'm, no one and nothing is more important than you. And I feel the same way with Brandon. So I have these little 4 hearts beating. So it's not a piece. It's like, you're my whole heart, which is crazy amount of love that I'm experiencing. But I think Rooney has been my favorite newborn stage because with Lennox and Riggs, I was dealing with so much postpartum anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
So I had the best experience postpartum with Rooney.
Yeah.
It's just like different because I grieve a lot. I still right now, I need to develop a better relationship with this, but I can't even look back on the old videos of Lennox and pictures without full on crying and missing him so deeply. So I don't look back on lots of old videos and pictures right now because I don't have a good relationship with that. I'm like, I miss you.
It really is so weird. Like, that's something that they don't talk about. Obviously, like, oh, time goes so fast. They grow up so fast. But it's like literally baby Lennox is gone forever.
Yeah.
Like, he'll never be that again. And he'll never be this again. You have to grieve these.
Yeah, you're literally grieving a loss and falling in love at the same exact time.
That is wild. Yeah.
And so I look at Lennox right now. He lost his front teeth. They're both growing in now. They're like these thick, beautiful teeth. And every day I see him and they're like more and more and more. I'm like, these little things that I'm learning and finding out about. I'm like, I have never been more obsessed with you. I could stare at you all day long. And then I look back at a 2-year-old picture when he's like, love you, mommy. And I'm like, oh.
See, and I am so sentimental. It's going to open up a whole new thing of problems for me because I'm just going to be
But you're going to do such a good job. I have not kept good track of my pictures or videos or anything because it's a really hard thing for me. I'll get on this burst of, okay, I need to organize all the pictures and get all these things organized and start printing them out. And I'll get halfway through Lennox as a 1-year-old and I'm like, I can't take it anymore. This is too much for me. I'm so sad. And so I feel like you'll do really good at keeping all the scrapbooks and all the journals and all of the videos, and you'll do an awesome.
Hope so.
No, you will.
It's exhausting and hard. Even my pictures now, I'm like, where are they? I don't know. My New Year's resolution was to take more pictures, and I'm not doing a good job.
Yes.
I know. I took one last night when me and Hayden were on a date, and I was like, okay,
cute.
cheese. But like,
okay, ready? Look happy.
And that's what's hard is without kids, it feels very much.
But then with kids, it feels. I don't have any pictures of me and Brandon now.
But then you have pictures of your kids. It's just without kids, it's like, okay, here's another picture of us in front of the movie theater. What are we?
Yeah, for sure. And there is those
baby's first pumpkin patch. Let's take photos.
I know, it's so funny with Lennox. I did all of the pictures and all of the things, and now with Rooney, I'm like,
no, don't be that mom.
I know, I'm trying.
I'm the youngest, and I
got that.
Yeah, it's like all these photos of Aaron and videos.
Like pictures and videos of Rooney, but it's funny because with Lennox, whenever we went anywhere, he looked so cute, had the freaking new Jordan's shoes on as a baby. And I have all those shoes for Rooney. I'm like, dude, you're wearing your pajamas. Your hair looks crazy. You have food everywhere. I don't care.
Yeah, just definitely like last kid.
I know, but he's so cute.
He's
and so
cute.
He has the curliest hair.
I
like
love that.
curls.
Who did he get that from?
I have no idea.
Brandon kind of had curly hair.
He has wavy hair, but Rooney has literal ringlets. He'll have curly hair. It's so really cute. But
also, you need to save all your baby crap for me.
I have it all. I haven't got rid of anything because you said that. So I'm like, it's stored in my garage.
I'll just buy it from you now. Just don't post it on Facebook Marketplace. Just like, let me.
I'm not going to get rid of anything. You can have whatever you want. Okay.
Okay.
And I have the good. Shopping. I have the good bassinet, the snoo that you're going to have. Yes. I've loaned it to everyone. I'm like, you want it? You want it? You want it?
Good. That's good, right?
Yeah. So then my sister-in-law has it right now, but when her baby's out of it, then I'll save it for you.
Or for you.
No.
Baby number 4.
4 babies. No, I'm like, and I will say, I was feeling really particular down the other day, like, oh my gosh, my babies, I'm so sad they're gonna get older. And then I saw this like Instagram reel of this mom, and she's like, mom's grieving the loss of little kids. You have so much to look forward to. And it was her driving her little they're like probably 7th, 8th grade, and they were dropping off flowers to their crushes for Valentine's Day, and they're all like running to the car like, oh dude, and then like yeah cheering. Yeah. And I just hope I'm that mom.
Yeah.
And I think Lennox especially has so much pride in me as his mom. Mm-hmm. He's always like, oh, my mom, you know?
Yeah.
And like, even if we have play dates at our house, he'll always be like, someone will say something like, oh, your mom's nice. And he'll be like, yeah, my mom's the best. He'll say things like that. So I'm hoping that like that translates into like, mom, take me to my crush's house.
Yeah, I hope so. Keeping that open relationship.
But they're so different. Lennox is so communicative. Like, he'll tell me everything. Mm-hmm. And Riggs is not like, he's a vault. And Brandon's like, that's how I was. And I'm like, no, he needs to tell me everything though.
I know. You want that close relationship with all 3 of them. And that's the thing, is even adult relationships, it's going to be fun. I feel like the hardest part is going to be them getting married and going off with some random girl.
I know. My mother-in-law is such a perfect example of how to be a mother-in-law. And so I'm going to just...
She's the best.
I can't even tell you. Literally, she's the best. And my example and role model I need to look up to, because she
of how you want to be as a mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Like what type of things you want to
she just like over. Adopted me and treated me like her daughter.
That's what the key is, treating you like you're one of theirs.
Yeah. And she just like it was never like, okay, let me get a picture with my kids. It was always like, no, Chelsey, obviously you're in this picture. Do you know what? Because I feel like some mother-in-laws, it's like, okay, like let's get this. And then, okay, like in-laws out, like now just like my kids. Mm-hmm. And she never has ever made me feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's like for holidays, birthdays, whatever, I feel like equal to her kids.
Yeah.
And so I feel like she's my mom.
Yeah.
And I want to take care of her now, and I want to be there for her. So it's definitely this equal, hopefully she feels like give and take relationship. Mm-hmm. But how she loves my kids, it's not like she loves her daughter's kids more than my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true.
She loves.
And she's so involved. Like she'll take them for days and watch them all the time, help you out so much.
I know. I feel very grateful. Very, very grateful. So I'm hoping that daughter cup will be filled. That's how I'm choosing to look at it.
Totally. And I think that will be so exciting and so fun in so many ways.
Yeah. And so when they meet these girls and fall in love, I just hope these girls love my boys the way that they deserve to be loved. Mm-hmm. That would be hard if they were in an abusive relationship and he's with a girl that I know isn't good for him. That'll be hard for me. But I guess I have plenty of time. I feel like this was good though, discussing, hashing it out, motherhood / infertility. Even the fact that we're able to have this conversation like means a lot to me.
I know, and I feel like we've always been so good at that, just meeting each other in the stages of life. And it's hard. We have some hard conversations or ebbs and flows we had the other day. I need to do a better job of showing up for you in the season of your life with your kids and things, and not be so swallowed in this. I feel like it's a constant battle, but we're doing a good job of being at different stages in life.
Yes, absolutely. And I can tell you do have that desire. And obviously, I hope you feel like I'm trying to really see you in these moments and be sensitive and be there for you.
Because that's the thing. I want to be seen, but I don't want to be walked on eggshells around.
Yeah.
I very much want to be in the know. I wouldn't want you to not tell me that you're pregnant because I'm going through this. I wouldn't want you to not tell me something about your kid, or not tell me how you're feeling about having another, or how you're scared of pregnancy, like all of those things. Because I have no problem telling you my stuff. Obviously, there's not sensitive things I have to be careful about. But I don't know. It's hard.
I know. And I will say, you had mentioned too, we like hashed it out the other day, just me and you off air. But I think that was
cameras.
That was really good to have those types of conversations, because I was feeling like I had to reserve my stuff a little bit, because I never want to hurt you. I never want me to say something that upsets you or makes you feel like I'm being insensitive or whatever, because I do see how devastating this experience has been for you. And so I think it is beautiful that you could hear me out and us have that conversation, and you remind me how important I am to you and how my life is so important to you, and I don't need to ever be small to like.
Yeah, no, never. And that's what I think this infertility and even trials or other things, it really does swallow you up and change a lot of who you are and a lot of the ways that you can show up. And I think that it has swallowed me at times, and then I'm kind of coming up for air and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to get back to how I was before. Like a lot, I don't want it to change me. And so I do want to get back to that, like being a good aunt and being a good supporter of you and hearing these things about your kids and not being so sensitive all the time. And
no, and I can see you really showing up for that. And really, even the last few weeks after that conversation, I can tell. And I think now that you know that I was being a little bit more reserved, you're like, no, Chelsey, so what's going on? Tell me more.
Yeah.
And that just brings us closer together.
Yeah.
And stronger. And I'm so grateful that you are the way you are and who you are and how you care and how you love me. And that's just a testament to there are people that matter to you, and you're going to push past anything that you might be going through to be there for others.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I want to look back at this time, and because I'm being so open about the hard part, I'm scared I'm going to look back and be like, wow, you were a freaking wimp during that time. You did not get through that with resilience.
I know. I think you do have that fear.
Because I feel like with my mom dying and stuff, I handled it very well. And there obviously were really dark days behind the scenes. And there still are with me coping with that. But on the surface, I wasn't public about that dark stuff. And so now that I'm just like, here's my deepest, darkest thoughts and my weaknesses and everything, it feels like, wow, I'm weak and I'm not handling this very well.
I know, but I hate that, because that's the exact opposite. Vulnerability is strength. It's not weakness.
No, I know. Vulnerability is strength, but the things I'm being vulnerable about and the thoughts I'm having or how it's affecting my relationships or jealousy or these bad emotions that aren't pretty and I don't like those sides of, it's really hard for me to like,
air out that dirty laundry.
Yeah. It feels like a very selfish mentality. The last couple weeks, I've been trying to reel it back and show up for others and get my head out of the clouds and get into how I used to be and stop focusing so much on fertility, because it's just eating me alive and making me in a really selfish mentality.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to, okay, we're taking a break for a month.
Yep.
And honestly, it might be at the perfect time where it kind of came all to a head of my relationships are suffering. I'm suffering. I can't do this right now. And then it was like, you're forced to take just even a month break.
Yeah. And it's so nice to take that break. And I think right now I'm just focusing on working out and taking my vitamins and eating healthy and trying to prepare my body for what's to come. And I think that's all I can do right now. And that feels good.
Yes. Do you feel good about being open on the podcast or open? Do you want to give an update when you have one? How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Friends and family and the podcast and TikTok, I'm not going to have an update for a while. Obviously, like, maybe I could update you guys on like how the IVF planning meeting goes, what we decide to do moving forward, what May is going to look like. But if we start IUI in April, then like we'll see. But it's hard for me because I'm like, I love being open, and it sucks because when it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
But at least you have it all documented too. I was telling you, looking back on that, you're going to be so happy you had that all documented. It's literally your journal.
Yeah. And I am. But I'm like, do I maybe post things delayed or not in real time? Or how do I, if I do get pregnant, do I just go mute and just not talk about it and then wait for a good time?
I know. I guess you can just play it by ear, how you're feeling at the time. This feels a little sensitive to share in real time. Maybe I'll wait a week. I do want to update just for my memory for people to know my journey. But then it doesn't feel as raw.
Yeah.
But then also if it is a raw thing and you get so much support and love about that, maybe it'll give you strength to get through the next week or whatever.
Yeah. And it's hard too because I don't want to hurt people's feelings or with my family and stuff. If they find out on TikTok, obviously I would tell them I'm pregnant in person first, stuff like that. But like
an update
or the fact that I was getting surgery, if people are finding that stuff out online, it's hard because if you're not really asking me about it, I'm not going to text you. I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm getting surgery. Like you'll find out.
Have you had that like run in at all? Or it's, oh, I didn't know you were getting surgery or like something.
I think people are kind of like, what the heck? Like, why didn't you tell me? But I'm like, how am I supposed to tell you? Like,
was I supposed to text you?
If we don't have that open communication about it, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm not going to be like,
hey, this is the update.
Hey, happy Monday. I'm getting surgery tomorrow. It's just weird. But with you, I talk to you every single day. But then in that sense, it was nice because people were so nice about my surgery and like showing up for me. And like, my friends were amazing during that time. They always are. But there is power in sharing too, because people aren't going to know what you're going through if you're not going to freaking tell them. So it's...
Exactly. Think you're doing really good. Being open online, sharing things. I feel like that's really good for you, your mental health, your need for community and support. You need that. And you're finding that with strangers on the internet, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And if friends or family see those and you didn't directly tell them, I think that's a great way for them to feel like, oh, she's being open about this. I'm going to come to her. And then maybe that's a place where even if it's like, well, this is out of the blue, you're just reaching out because I posted something, you give them grace in that moment of like, they care about me. They're reaching out to me.
Yeah.
They love me. And I need to not be sensitive about that.
100%. And I think it does open that door of like, hey, I'm open about this, so feel free to ask me. But that's the thing is I'm also not hard on people. Like if people aren't asking me outside of my really close friends, I don't really
care.
I understand. There's probably a lot of gaps I'm not seeing of things that you're going through. I'm not expecting everyone to be like, Sammy, what's like whatever.
What's update? Yeah.
So it's fine. So we'll see if anyone has advice. I'd love it because I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
If I should jump to IVF or not.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to be my surrogate, I guess. Do you want to be my surrogate? Will you have your 4 kids and then be my surrogate if you have
I don't think I'm a great
or
candidate.
You have twins? Could I implant one of mine and yours and then you carry yours and mine at the same time? Is that a thing?
Get married.
And then they were dating in the womb and then they come out, but they're not brother and sister, so it's not weird. They
always felt this connection that's just always been with them and they don't know why. And then we just tell them Auntie Sammy carried you.
That would be why. Like on their wedding day.
Good movie plot.
Like on their wedding day, they're just like,
we just post a picture of the ultrasound on the slideshow together from the very beginning, and people think they're siblings, but they're not. It's just like a weird turn.
So I took an allergy pill, and I feel like high.
Really?
I'm entering into slap happy, and then I did those eye drops too, and I'm just like, where am I?
I feel like it's because we've been in this podcasting room yapping, and then now it's just like, what?
Now it's winding down to like my surrogate kid.
This is taking a weird turn. Do we have any other fun topics to talk about?
Nah.
No? Should we just end it here?
I'm meeting each other halfway. Infertility and motherhood simultaneously. Best friends unite.
Motherhood on 2. Also, I really just discovered this 3. What? I really just discovered this mama trauma. I love that phrase.
Mama trauma.
It's like daddy issues, but mama trauma. Why is that on a thing?
Yeah,
should I patent that?
Jinx. Yo me a soda.
Any girls out there got mama trauma?
Mama trauma. It is really good. Why is it called that?
Why have I never said
like
that
daddy
before?
issues, but it's like mama trauma.
Mama trauma is real.
And it's like flows on the
mama
tongue.
Trauma. Should we write a song about it?
Should we do like those AI songs and say like mama trauma and then you give a list of things what you want the song to be about and it's AI like mama trauma.
Mama trauma.
Mama trauma.
What's the best part about motherhood?
I guess the love, honestly.
The love?
Like the love that you get to experience is pretty insane.
But it's scary.
Then it's spooky, and then it's fun, and then it's scary. And
then that's what's terrifying is you have so much love in your hands, and you're just like, what if I lose this?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's how I feel with Hayden.
Really?
Like
you
if
love Hayden?
He died?
If he died, you'd be out. I'd
like,
be like,
I'm
okay,
sorry,
start writing the letters.
Letters are already written, girl. I am out of here.
Literally, bye.
Like, I have nothing else to say. My husband died, and I have nothing to live for. I would literally be out.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even be mad about it.
Yeah, I would die if you died. So if you died, it's a domino effect. So
can we talk about that for a second?
The domino effect?
No, our funerals.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes I picture this. Like I close my eyes and like, okay, you're dying. What's it gonna look like for the world after? Sometimes you gotta do that to really remind yourself that you matter.
I did that all the time when I was little. I was like, oh, this boy will definitely show up to my funeral and be so sad. Now I'm like, I'm going to be like 80 and no one's going to care about me anymore.
Yeah, I remember in junior high being like, if I die tomorrow and Jenny shows up to my funeral and tries to pretend like she was my friend.
Oh, that was the worst.
You tell everybody that she was not actually my friend.
Because you know those people are
you know that bit's going to ride the coattails of like me going missing from getting kidnapped.
For sure. I think on the news, like, we're best friends.
Yeah.
I feel like yours would be pretty epic. Do you feel like mine would be? I feel like I'm in this phase of life where I have like literally 2 friends. And
no, yours would be like,
wait, Chelsey who?
No, yours would be epic because all my friends would come to yours.
Yeah, I
like you're friends with them.
Yeah, well, your friends adopt me.
Yeah, they already have. I had all these little tiny friend groups, and I've tried to merge you guys one Christmas party at a time.
I definitely feel like all of your friends, I'm friends with legitimate. Like I have all their numbers I could call. Like I probably wouldn't go to dinner with them, but if we're together, I'm like, you're my friend.
Yeah. Would you ever consider being cremated?
Yeah, I'd love to be cremated, but I do want to be buried at East Lawn too. So could that be the combo?
Just like
combo
half
shot?
Ashes buried, other ashes spread. Where would your ashes spread? Like what's
you
your
know
happy
what I
place?
Want? Have you seen where those ashes get made into rock or something?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love my kids to just have a rock of me on their nightstand or something. I would love to be cremated, honestly. Would you?
Hayden said he wanted to be cremated, and I'm like, what? But then also,
why? Because you're scared the spirit won't have anywhere to come back to the body. What's weird about the church is why is cremation not? Why is that okay?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
In the church's eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a no-no. Like my mom always was like, no, cremation's so bad. But the spirit thing makes sense. No, but there's this thing that I heard in like 7th grade about, I don't know who it was like Picasso or somebody.
Okay.
Van Gogh. Somebody was so claustrophobic, so afraid of dying that they're like, literally chop me up into pieces before you bury me because I'm afraid I'm going to come back to life and be buried underground.
Oof, that's brutal.
So that scares me. I'm like, what if I like die, but then I'm like not actually dead and I wake up and I'm in my coffin and
you're
like,
just like embalmed?
That's the thing. It's like that doesn't realistically make sense, but I'm like, that feels very claustrophobic.
So would you be cremated?
No, but then like that's what's also hard is like,
why though? Like, do you have like a moral dilemma?
Death hurts. Oh, I can't even think about it. Like just thinking about like my body, like Hayden's body, like
dead
6 feet under.
I know. In my mind, though, I don't have any connection to dying young anymore. I used to when I was little, like younger, high school. Like I would always think about death a lot. Me dying, or what would that look like? I do have moments if I die, my kids won't have a mom. That feels scary. Yeah. But I don't really have this narrative like I'm going to die young.
Yeah, because you're not young anymore.
Whoa, roast me.
No, I'm just saying like we would die like middle age. It wouldn't be like, oh, like,
is this middle age? Is 32 middle age?
No,
so 55 is middle age.
Like it would definitely be like gone too soon. But it wouldn't
gone
be like,
too soon?
It would be like gone too soon, but it wouldn't be like died young. Like let's make the most of the night. Like we're gonna die young.
You think that if I died tomorrow, you wouldn't say she died young. You'd be like, oh, she died a middle-aged lady.
Middle-aged lady dies at 32. Leaving behind 3 boys and a husband. Oh, that's sad. I can't even think about that.
I know, that just got real.
I know that. Wow, ouch. If you died, I would be at your freaking house every day, bringing Brandon and the boys dinner. Just like, what can I do? Like, you guys better take care. Lost without her.
Oh, you better take care of my. Well, no, I'm not gonna die. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Okay. Anyways, if I die tomorrow, I am young, bae. Do you think we look older? Do you think we look great? What age do you think we could genuinely pass for? Probably like mid-20s.
Like mid-20s. Like I feel like if people at work find out I'm 31, they're like, what? I thought you were 25. And I'm like, yeah, right. You're just being nice.
You're just being nice. Yeah, I feel like we could pass 27.
Yeah.
Because now these 25-year-olds look really young.
Yeah, that's true.
But then some girls look old.
That's things, obviously I want to be pretty and stuff, but I don't really care to look young.
Yeah, I don't care to look young. I think we're really in our prime. That's the thing. I want to lean into 30s. I want my skin to be a lot clearer, and then I just want to look snatched and just be so hot. I just want to be so hot in my 30s and be this. Because looking back, I'm like, these are the times where I'm going to be like, my body was so beautiful and my skin and I was so young. 30s are years.
Yeah. I know I need to lean more into that. I don't think I care enough, and I need to care more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm always looking like Adam Sandler. I need to start getting ready more because I went to pick up the other day and I was literally just wearing jeans and a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like not an outfit really. Just was ready. And this mom at picked was like, whoa, Chelsey, you look like a model. You look so pretty. And I was like, I am embarrassed for myself.
Just because that was such a stark difference or what?
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed. I think that's every mom.
I know, but I'm just not leaning into getting ready.
Realize the freaking time. Like, you're raising 3 kids and
I'm in full on sweats or my pajama pants tucked into my Uggs and I'm just like, yo, I'm out here. I can look like garbage and I'm fine with that. And that is also healing in a way.
honestly, life's too short to care. That's what my mentality is. But then
Is it like
sometimes I look in the
YOLO?
mirror and I'm like, care more, girl. Like, holy crap. If you actually cared, maybe you wouldn't heat yourself right now. Just kidding.
You're just like, look
not
at her.
speaking from person. Like, you fugly bitch. But you know what I mean? Like, when you don't care, and then you're like, oh, maybe I should start caring.
That's me.
But that lasts like 2 days. I'll do 1 crest white strip, and then you're just like, I'm good.
And I do the LED mask for one night and you're like, okay, that should heal all my problems.
Yeah. I'll actually wear my retainer tonight, and then I'll feel better about myself tomorrow.
Yes. The other day though, I was doing all the heatless curls and Lennox came in to say good morning to me and he looks at me and he kind of touches my hair and he's like, Mommy, do you think some days you should have your hair down and you have like those pieces in front of your face and then your hair's just in a ponytail? Do you think maybe tomorrow morning you could do that?
Oh.
Because I just look like this scary like lamb.
Bah. Where's my mom? Oh.
Because it's like, those suck.
Yeah. Just zit cream and heatless curls.
I know, and I'm also sometimes I'm like getting into bed and Brandon, I'm like, how do you love me?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, how are you reaching over and still want to do me right now?
That's how I feel. Because you ever wear like nightgowns? No?
Love a nightshirt. Like, you love a bag. You've bought me like multiple like
Have
night
I?
shirts. Yes.
Really?
We've had twin ones that said like dream.
Oh, yeah, that one. No, that's the thing is I have this ugly, it's blue and it has like mittens.
It's a moo-moo.
Hot cocoa one. It's a Christmas one. But it is the softest fabric and it feels like you're wearing absolutely nothing, yet somehow when the fabric touches your body it just feels very
cozy.
the comfiest thing you'll ever wear.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, if I'm on my period or there's no way we're gonna bone tonight, I'll wear it.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, it's got her grandma thing on it. And I'm just like, can you just like, I've had a long day, I'm gonna wash my hair in the morning, get off my back. That's what I do miss about being single, because there was nights I go to bed where I'm like, I could never look this ugly going to bed when I get married, but then here I am.
I have never looked uglier when I go to bed. Like, I'm serious. It's like all the heatless curls, zit cream, taping your face, the whole thing. And yet I get in bed and Brandon still is like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, how?
Yeah. Also, something I'm stressed about is I'm getting this crease on my chest.
Are you a side sleeper?
I'm sleeping on my side.
Mm-hmm.
And I got these like patches that
okay. Like a silicone patch thing.
It's supposed to help, but you know those moms who have just those crepey chests? That's me
No,
already.
it's not us.
But I'm scared because I don't know what to do about it. Sorry, I'm not going to just sleep on my back for the rest of my life.
No, that's the thing. Oh, sleep on your back, all this stuff. I'm like, no. Do you tape your mouth and all the 9 yards?
Mm-mm. I'm not an open mouth sleeper though, really.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm a mouth sleeper, so I should tape, but I did it for one day and I was like over it. Have you gotten any Botox or anything?
No, just lip filler in 2017.
That's the only thing you've ever done?
It's gone now. She out.
Yeah. She out. She dissolved.
Here's the thing is what's annoying is all you moms were like, the second I'm done having kids, I'm getting my boobs done, I'm getting Botox, like all this stuff. And I should have done all that stuff before, but now I'm just like, I'm just going to be in my pregnancy era. So it's going to be a good 5 years till I get hot again.
That's great.
So who cares, right?
Yeah. I'm entering that phase too. Another reason why I want to be done. I just want to be like, I'm taking care of myself and I'm working out and we're just going to be thriving.
Yeah.
I loved this conversation. Thank you for talking to me about this. I know it was kind of a little life update and rolled into this conversation, but I feel like it was good to have, and I'm grateful that we can broach those topics and hopefully be a sounding board for people that are going through similar things. And we out.
And we out. Thanks for listening, guys. We love you.
Love you. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.